So, 10 years of trading advice, summarized anyways, or 10 years of my personal experiences being a day trader. Some of the most important things that I've learned, first of all, the core mindset shifts. So, you need to approach day trading from more calculated decision makings, obviously, as opposed to emotional reactions. This is definitely, without a doubt, the biggest obstacle that anyone who tries day trading is gonna have to make, and it is essential that you have to do this if you want to be profitable at all. And if you even have the slightest doubt of whether or not you are able to do this with calculated decisions or non-emotional decisions, go and take your wallet and throw it out the window. Or imagine what would happen if you lost your wallet at all. Obviously, you're probably gonna be pissed. Any rational person probably would be, but you can't be making emotional decisions when it comes to day trading at all. There'll be times when it's not so nice. Obviously, you can have losing streaks, and you can even have a bunch of win streaks. Let's say that you had 10 to 12 win streaks back to back. Of course, you're almost going to be euphoric, I'm going to say, because that's not a very common thing to be experiencing. But still, you need to remain emotionally grounded at all times, and that's one of the main reasons why you don't really want to be risking, one more than 1% per trade. You also need to have patience, and this is a lot more important when it comes to intraday and swing trading because you have to wait for the trades to actually play out. That's one of the main reasons why a lot of, especially newbie traders, try to learn scalping trading because they can quickly get in and out of the trades. Still, you need to practice patience because to get to a point to where, excuse me, let's say that you're a scalper and you make 1% on a trade, you still need to have a huge fucking trading account to be able to make any money whatsoever, unless you're making multiple trades back to back in a single day. So you need to have the patience to be able to build up your trading account in the first place. Otherwise, it will very rapidly turn into gambling. And obviously, like I said, you need to practice risk management as well, and it is the number one tool when it comes to day trading. 1%, 1 to 2% if you have very high conviction in the trade playing out at all. There are some situations where you might want to risk a little bit less. Let's say that you're in a losing streak, or if you're doing a prop firm challenge, there are times when you have a drawdown and you maybe want to risk 0.5%. But if you have a high risk reward ratio, let's say that you have a 4 risk reward ratio, you're still making 2% per trade if you're risking, half a percent on there. So the number one mistakes that you have to be avoiding when it comes to day trading, and that's the losses and how rapidly they can begin to accumulate. And most of the time, I've seen this happen with revenge trading. So going back to risk management, sometimes people, especially when they're doing scalping trading, they'll have a bad day or a bad week of trading, and to compensate for their losses, they will increase their risk and they will basically be trying to gamble back the money, and then this is going to deepen the wound that they themselves ended up making. And chasing profits in trading is going to sabotage your success and your time as well. You, as weird as it sounds, you can't be focusing on the money and you can't be focusing on the progress. Like focus on the growth and being better as a trader and as a human being, as opposed to the profits. Obviously, you're trading for profits, but don't focus on them. Don't allow it to become the center of gravity in trading. Focus on making better trades and executing them more better over time. It's like a muscle that you have to work out. Eventually, you'll start to become a little bit better with that, and that's the intuitive variable that you just have to learn to develop as a day trader all the time. So how ignoring a trading plan is the biggest reason to fail. How do you fix this though? I would say the number one place to fix this is the gym. And I know this is going to be the part where a lot of people end up checking out because a lot of people, when it comes down to it, are either lazy or they're just lacking in discipline in general. If you go to the gym, it forces you into an environment where you have to have discipline. You can't just go in there for a few days or weeks and expect noticeable results. Maybe if you're doing something crazy like running on the treadmill all day, yeah, that's if you're doing that though, you're going to wind up in a hospital. But you need to go in there and you need to be doing it consecutively, like back to back over longer periods of time. So if you're doing this, if you're already in the gym, good for you. That's going to better your life in multiple types of ways. But it'll be a little bit easier for you if you're already going to the gym and you're doing day trading. If you're not going to the gym and you're a profitable trader, um, then you already possess, of course, the mindset. But if you're not sticking to your trading plan, most of the time it comes down to, I'm going to say, a lack of discipline. Some of the biggest challenges that I faced during my journey, actually, there are a few more that I didn't put on here for obvious reasons. I'd say the biggest mistake I made was probably telling anyone else at all that I did it, because most people, they will not understand. They won't be able to relate to you at all. Most people, unfortunately, are just envious, spiteful kind of people that will be looking forward to you not winning at all. There's not really much of a point in telling other people that you do it either. Like at best, someone else might be interested, or they might be glad for you to have done it. There's really nothing beneficial about telling them. Some of the emotional trading and learning to stay calm under pressure. So there are not really a whole lot of, I'm going to say, occupations. I'm going to say the medical field, especially. That's definitely an occupation where you have to stay calm under pressure, because uh, you're responsible for potentially other people's lives. It's very challenging for you to be able to stay calm under that kind of a pressure. But when let's say that you haven't done something like that. Let's say that you've never been in a high pressure environment in your life. Day trading is going to put you there, and the more times that you kind of put yourself in that kind of environment, you get exposure therapy, and then eventually um, it doesn't unnerve or unsettle you as much over time. So the struggle to maintain discipline, losing streaks. Um, I would say turning around a losing streak and not allowing it to affect you when it comes to cumulative losses. First of all, if you're a scalping trader, I'm not really sure how most scalping traders manage to do that. I've said this before in a few previous videos, but you have to be a different type of human being if you're considering doing scalping at all. But as far as intraday and swing trades go, whether it's a win or a loss, you just have to sit there and execute the trade and just get up and go find something else to do. Find a different hobby. If you don't have any hobbies, if you're staring at the screen all day, then I would say ask yourself, what was the point of you of learning day trading in the first place? Because most people do it for freedom. That's the reason why I did it. By the way, if you need help in your day trading journey, or if you have any questions or concerns, you can book a one-on-one call with me. Currently, it is free. I'll be doing this for a very short period of time. I'll be adding a price to the coaching calls. So if you're interested in doing that, go ahead and check out the comments down below. But finding consistency in the market that's always changing, how can learn to adapt to this? This was, I'm going to say, one of the most recent challenges that I had as a day trader when I transitioned from, well, first of all, crypto to Forex, and then from Forex to futures. You have to realize the difference between a shifting market and a shifting industry. So sometimes when you trade in different assets, like I'm going to use Bitcoin as an example, you can't really day trade Bitcoin or most other cryptocurrencies, especially since cryptos, most of them follow Bitcoin and Ethereum. And you're not really going to have a whole lot of setups, period, considering that most of them follow one of those two assets. So if you go to the charts, and then, there can be times for weeks, if not months, when a chart really won't show itself, or a trade setup won't show itself. So you have to look into different asset classes. But even then, like let's say that you're doing Forex, futures for some reason just made it so much easier to be able to earn consistent profits like on a weekly basis. So how my trading style evolved? Well, first of all, like I said, I started out with cryptocurrency. So most of it just followed breakout patterns. So if you just do breakout patterns, and most of the time I did this like on the daily time frame. So there'd be time when I'd hold on to a trade for weeks. But the amount of profits that you'd be able to get in those trades was a lot more. It's not like in scalping trading when you're looking for small micro trades. But like I said, the downfall to that is that you'd have to, first of all, you need patience. You need to sit there and wait for the trade to play out. And there's a very narrow window of time when you'll be able to make any kind of money from that at all. And eventually I did build up the capital to be able to trade Forex, which building up capital is definitely one of the most challenging parts to it. If you're lacking in capital, you have two options: either increase your income by making a business or finding a really good profession, or you can go with prop firms, but only go with prop firms if you've already developed a solid mindset and a good trading strategy. If you don't really have a good trading strategy and you're potentially looking for one as well as a good community, we do have access to our Discord server down below. It's definitely one of the best communities that I've been in so far, and it showcases the strategy that I've been using for quite a few months now, or actually quite a couple of, I'd say a couple of years now actually, that I've been using this strategy. Definitely one of the most strategies that I've been using so far. But you also want to maintain simplicity with your trading. Too many uh, complicated indicators or trying to add nuances to your strategy, it's only going to divert you, because let's say that you have a trading strategy and you have like 70% accuracy. That's really fucking good and you're probably making quite a bit of money. But let's say you're trying to always go the extra mile, get it to 75 or 80% accuracy, and then it ends up leading you on a road to not just nowhere, but unprofitability. So you need to kind of evolve your risk management approach a little bit more. I did this, for example. I'm not going to say it used to be reckless as far as it, but I would risk a lot more, especially when it came to the breakout strategies. I wouldn't always, or for the most part, adhere to the 1 to 2 risking in the account, nor the risk reward ratios. I would use something else, which I'm not even going to advocate at all. But for the most part, sticking to 1 to 2%, if that's too small, like I said, you need to just focus on the charts and making better trades while also simultaneously increasing your capital so that you can make profit from the trades. The one thing that I wish I knew when I first started trading, there's no really such thing as the perfect strategy. And in fact, you can have a highly profitable strategy, like my strategy, for example. It's the most profitable strategy that I've used ever, and then I've continued to use it. But I could show it to somebody else, or someone else could even have a more profitable strategy than I do. And then they could show it to me and I'd try it and it just wouldn't work out. And that's not something that most beginner or even sometimes intermediate day traders really understand. But most of the time, when it comes down to it, it is going to be about your discipline and about your mindset as a day trader. And small and consistent wins are a lot more important than trying to get huge payouts. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you can have those home run trades and it is a good feeling, but you're chasing that feeling or that dopamine rush or that bias that you're trying to tell yourself. And that is one of the most dangerous things that you can chase, especially like you can be the most advanced, profitable trader. You can be 20 or 30 years into this, and that is still something that can kind of come up, and you have to have the discipline to avoid that at all costs. The importance of trading, though, trading like a business and not just a hobby. So, understandably, at first you might be interested in it, or when you're learning something for the first time, it might seem like a hobby. If you maintain that mindset when you're first starting out, then the odds of you succeeding are gonna be a lot more higher. So, if you guys found value out of today's video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would smash the like button. It's really helped me grow here on YouTube, and I enjoy making content for you guys. Also, if you like today's video, I got another video that I think you might enjoy right here.